GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening. Tonight we'll break down the massive spoilage cleanup in Boyle Heights, where crews are hauling out 85 million pounds of rotten food, and a quick update on the American Airlines emergency landing at Lax. Later, a rare hammerhead shark circles Malibu Pier. Over to you, Bennett.
Habibi Nights kicks off tonight at Warwick Hollywood, featuring live music and community dancing. Doors open at 7 p.m. Free admission for all ages.
The lineup includes Grupo Brindis, Los Fugitivos, and Los Mismas, each slated for 20-minute sets, with a special guest appearance announced later.
Local vendors will serve Mediterranean street food, with complimentary water stations, and a dedicated kids' activity corner offering crafts and games throughout the evening.
Lots to get to, let's begin. Here are our top stories. Cleanup crews are removing 85 million pounds of spoiled food from the Lineage Logistics warehouse in Boyle Heights after a June fire, with Los Angeles County health officials overseeing the ongoing operation. Wesley Tran has the full story.
Cleanup crews are pulling out roughly 85 million pounds of spoiled food from the interior of a cold storage warehouse in Boyle Heights. The effort follows a June fire that left the Lineage Logistics facility badly damaged and prompted a sweep by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. Workers in protective gear are using industrial vacuums and forklifts to extract the decayed inventory, which has been sitting in the chilled aisles for weeks. Inspectors are documenting the condition of the structure and testing for lingering contaminants as the removal continues. The operation is expected to run through the next several days, aiming to clear the site before any further health risks develop. Wesley Tran, GMNA News, Boyle Heights.
An American Airlines jet aborted its departure from Los Angeles International Airport today, returning for an emergency landing after an unspecified issue emerged during its initial climb. Pilots declared an immediate need to land, prompting air traffic controllers to clear the aircraft for a rapid return to the runway. The aircraft touched down safely without further incident, and airport operations were briefly halted while crews inspected the plane and cleared the airfield. Lax officials confirmed that the flight was the only one affected and that passengers were deplaned and accommodated while the investigation proceeds. No injuries were reported, and the airline has not released details about the technical problem. The runway was cleared within minutes, allowing other departures to resume. Authorities will examine flight data to determine the cause. Investigators will review the aircraft systems.
Police have released images of 27 suspects tied to two early morning break-ins at an AutoZone on the 1130 block of South Atlantic Boulevard in East Los Angeles. The incidents occurred around 3:30 a.m. on August 9th, when thieves forced entry and stole merchandise. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is asking the public to help identify any of the more than 24 individuals captured in the photos. The department posted the images on its official website and shared them across social media platforms late Thursday. Detectives are still reviewing surveillance footage and the investigation remains open. Investigators say the suspects appear to have worked together using tools to pry open the storefront before fleeing on foot. No injuries were reported, but the loss of inventory has impacted the store's weekend operations. The department hopes public assistance will aid the investigation.
The Los Angeles Police Department arrested a suspect after a security alarm and camera capture at the 3800 block of Rhodes Avenue in Studio City on August 7th. Noel Kirkpatrick has the full story.
Police say a LAPD team answered a triggered alarm at the 3800 block of Rhodes Avenue in Studio City on August 7th. The homeowner reported the alarm, called 911, and reviewed footage that captured an unknown individual entering the home. Detectives traced the image, matched it to a suspect previously linked to two other break-ins in the valley, and secured a search warrant for a nearby San Fernando Valley residence. Officers entered the house early Thursday morning and took a man into custody, charging him with multiple burglaries of the Studio City property. The suspect remains held pending further investigation and is scheduled to appear before a municipal court later this week. Noel Kirkpatrick, GMNA News, Studio City.
Overnight, police responded to 2 burglaries in the San Fernando Valley. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed that both residences were entered between approximately 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., and that thieves removed jewelry and handbags from each home. Investigators are processing the scenes and have collected forensic evidence, but no arrests have been made. The department said the incidents occurred at separate houses only a few miles apart, and that the timing suggests a coordinated effort. Detectives are reviewing surveillance footage and interviewing neighbors as the investigation continues. Residents are being advised to secure doors and windows, though no further public safety alerts have been issued at this time. The burglaries were reported early Saturday, August 15, after neighbors heard glass breaking. Police noted that the stolen items were valued in the low thousands of dollars. The department has not released suspect descriptions, and the investigation remains active. Later we'll check on the rescued river otter from Vacaville, recovering after a hit and run, and more stories after the break. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Rescued river otter in Vacaville is expected to make a full recovery after a hit-and-run collision. Wildlife rescuers say the young otter was struck by a vehicle earlier today, sustaining a brain swelling that required immediate veterinary care. The animal was transferred to a local rehabilitation center where doctors have placed a cooling helmet and prescribed anti-inflammatory medication. Staff report that the swelling has reduced and the otter is eating and moving around its enclosure, signs that a release could happen within a few days. River otters are native to California and often rely on rescue groups when traffic accidents occur. Officials hope the successful treatment will encourage motorists to stay alert in wildlife corridors, especially along rural roadways where otters frequently cross. The team will continue daily monitoring and a final health exam before the otter is returned to the river.
California lawmakers at the state capitol in Sacramento voted to defeat a bill that would have permitted the reintroduction of grizzly bears, a species absent from the wild since the early 20th century. Julian Mercado has the full story.
Lawmakers in the state capitol wrapped up a heated session on Tuesday, casting a decisive vote that knocked out a proposal to bring grizzly bears back to California's wildlands. The measure, which had cleared earlier committee work, required a simple majority and fell short as legislators split along party lines. Supporters argued the iconic animal could be reintroduced to suitable habitats, while opponents raised concerns about public safety and ecological impacts. California has not seen a free-roaming grizzly since the early 20th century. Today the species survives only in zoos and as a symbol on the state flag. The defeat leaves the bears' return on hold for now. The final tally registered 24 in favor and 31 against. Julian Mercado, GMNA News, Sacramento.
8 Riverside County firefighters rushed to a suburban home after a pregnant woman called saying labor was progressing faster than expected. The crew found the mother in her bedroom and, with paramedic transport delayed, assisted her through a full delivery. The baby arrived healthy, and the firefighter stayed on scene until the newborn could be safely handed to the parents. The mother had believed she had enough time to reach the hospital, prompting the unexpected home birth. Fire departments across the county are trained to handle emergency medical situations, including childbirth, when ambulance response is not immediate. After the delivery, the family was reunited with their infant and thanked the crew for their quick, calm assistance. The incident underscores the vital role fire rescue teams play in community health emergencies. Paramedics arrived shortly thereafter to provide follow-up care, and the family plans to stay in the area.
Later today, fishermen working the Malibu Pier reported that a rare hammerhead shark is expected to circle the wooden structure. The sighting comes as unusually warm Pacific waters push tropical marine life farther north along the California coast. Experts say the current sea temperature, several degrees above the seasonal average, is drawing species normally found off Baja California into the Santa Monica Bay. The shark, a big-eyed predator with a distinctive T-shaped head, has been spotted by local anglers who say the animal is swimming close enough to the pier to be seen from the boardwalk. Marine biologists will monitor the situation, noting that such appearances are still uncommon but may become more frequent if the ocean continues to warm. Authorities remind boaters to keep a safe distance and avoid sudden movements.
Malibu officials have declared a local emergency, granting authorities expedited authority to clear homeless encampments as wildfire risk intensifies across the coastal community. Noel Kirkpatrick has the full story.
City officials in Malibu have invoked a local emergency, granting them authority to speed up the removal of homeless encampments as wildfire danger intensifies. The declaration, signed on 15 August 2026, cites escalating fire risk along the coastline and the vulnerability of makeshift shelters. Emergency powers allow crews to clear sites more quickly than under normal permitting processes, aiming to reduce the chance of sparks igniting structures or vegetation. The move follows recent forecasts warning of dry winds and high temperatures that could fuel a blaze. While the city stresses public safety, it also says it will coordinate with outreach groups to provide resources for displaced residents. Noel Kirkpatrick, GMNA News, Malibu.
Now let's get a look at your evening forecast with our meteorologist coming up next. Jet stream surging from the southwest and a rising pressure ridge seal tonight's clear, stable Los Angeles evening. On this date, the city's record high sits at 84 degrees, set in 2020 during a lingering coastal heat wave that pushed inland temperatures above the usual summer peak. The record low, 53 degrees, fell in 2019 when an Arctic dip slipped unusually far south, delivering a crisp night that contrasted sharply with typical August warmth. Normal highs hover around 79 degrees and lows near 64, so both extremes sit several degrees away from what most locals experience on an average August afternoon. Scanning the live radar, the screen is virtually blank across the basin. No rain echoes from the mountains and no convective cells linger over the valley. The quiet pattern reflects the high-pressure ridge that's sliding eastward, while the southwest jet aloft steers any moisture well offshore. With that set up, no precipitation will reach the city tonight, and the clear skies will persist until after midnight. At 6 p.m., the city sits at 77 degrees with a clear sky and 60% humidity. Light west winds at 7 miles per hour keep the air calm, while pressure is near average and nudging upward, signaling a strengthening ridge that will suppress any late-night clouds. Aloft, a 55-mile-per-hour southwest jet at 5,897 meters channels the ridge eastward, reinforcing the stability. The UV index holds at 9, and the maximum wind will top out near 13 miles per hour from the southwest later this evening. No alerts are active, so outdoor plans can proceed unhindered. Expect temperatures to dip to 64 degrees after midnight, then climb back to 72 degrees by 7 p.m. tomorrow as the ridge remains in place. Sunday will warm to 84 degrees with a low of 64, staying clear as the ridge continues to dominate. Monday's high climbs to 91 degrees while cloud cover thickens, ushering the first overcast spell of the stretch and keeping lows anchored at 64. Tuesday pushes the mercury to 93 degrees under persistent clouds, with a modest rise in the night temperature to 68. Wednesday tops out at 97 degrees, the warmest day in the series, and clouds linger, allowing lows to hold near 70. Thursday repeats the 97-degree peak, but clears dramatically, delivering a crisp, clear night at 72 degrees. The pattern reflects a progressive ridge amplifying, then a slight jet stream shift that will finally carve out clear skies at the week's end. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. Traffic updates for the Valley, tonight's comedy shows at Warwick Hollywood, and Dodgers news as the season heats up. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
All major freeways and surface streets are clear this evening. 405, I-10, I-5, and the 101 are moving without delay. The 405 through the Sepulveda corridor reports smooth flow. Downtown streets, including Westlake and the Boulevard, show normal speeds. No accidents or construction are holding up traffic at this time. Transit remains on schedule, with the Red Line and the Metro bus network running as expected. Expect the usual rush hour volume as commuters head home. The 405 and the 61 will likely build up around the San Fernando Valley exit. The 10 through downtown may see a modest increase near the Stadium District. If you're heading toward the beach, the Pacific Coast Highway stays open and free of backups. Overall, today's commute should be straightforward, but keep an eye on the 404 near the Hollywood split as the night progresses.
First up, the Dodgers take on the Brewers at Dodger Stadium this afternoon, with the first pitch slated for 4:15. It's a classic West Coast showdown and a bobblehead giveaway for the kids, so bring the family for a night of baseball under the lights. Next, the Intuit Dome will host Yeats' Love/LYFE tour. Tonight at 8 p.m., the hip-hop star's high-octane performance promises the kind of energy that turns a concert into a community pulse, perfect for anyone looking to feel the beat of the city. Later, head to Los Feliz for the art and music block party along Hollywood Boulevard and Vermont Avenue. The free, all-ages street festival rolls out live mural painting, multiple stages and artisan booths, giving neighborhoods a chance to celebrate creativity together. And for those planning ahead, KCON will sweep across Los Angeles next week, bringing the world's biggest K-pop lineup to town. Mark your calendars. And now here's Terrence with sports.
Weekend action heats up in LA, with the Dodgers gearing up for a finale. Left-hander Tarek Skubal will take the mound Sunday as the Dodgers close out their National League showdown with the Brewers at Dodger Stadium. Skubal's third start anchors a rotation that just added the new acquisition, setting the tone for the final series stretch. Outfielder Kyle Tucker, 23, struck out swinging in the 8th inning Friday, a sign of his current slump as the Dodgers beat the Brewers. With Jacob Misiorowski, the league's top right-hander, throwing 105 miles per hour, Tucker's struggles could shape the lineup moving forward. Closer Edwin Diaz is unlikely to appear for the remainder of the weekend after back-to-back extended outings, leaving the Dodgers' bullpen in flux. His mechanical work this week underscores a deeper fatigue issue that could force the staff to reshuffle roles ahead of the next series. The Dodgers will honor switch hitter Reggie Smith on Saturday afternoon at Dodger Stadium, recognizing him as one of the franchise's all-time greats. The ceremony adds a historic note to the weekend schedule and reminds fans of the club's storied legacy. Pitcher Gavin Stone is working his way back at Camelback Ranch, while the Dodgers have paired new acquisition Tarek Skubal with Yoshinobu Yamamoto atop the rotation. Recent returns from injury by Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow bolster depth, but Stone's progress will be key for bullpen flexibility. The notion of Chris Paul joining the Lakers front office sparks debate as the franchise evaluates its basketball strategy. Paul's on-court experience could translate into player development insight, yet his involvement raises questions about the balance between former stars and seasoned executives in shaping the team's future. Stay tuned, LA fans. The weekend's just getting started.
Thanks, Terrence. The LA County Entrepreneurship Academy, located in the heart of Los Angeles, received a boost from the county's Department of Economic Opportunity. The agency awarded $140,000 in Entrepreneurship Academy grants through the Small Business Mobility Fund, spreading $2,000 each to 70 local entrepreneurs and small business owners. Those fresh funds are meant to launch new storefronts, expand kitchen operations, or upgrade digital tools, directly creating jobs and keeping neighborhoods vibrant. For a city that thrives on ideas, this infusion means more families can stay close to work, more streets can host fresh concepts, and the entrepreneurial spirit that defines LA gets a push. It's a reminder that every corner of our city can grow when we invest in its people. Up next, we honor Oscar-nominated director Mark Rydell, who passed at 97, and hear a powerful family story from Texas ICE detention. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Oscar-nominated director Mark Rydell, 97, died of natural causes Thursday, August 13, 2026, at the entertainment industry retirement community in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles. Camila Arriola has the full story.
Mark Rydell, the Oscar-nominated director best known for On Golden Pond, and for guiding legends like Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, Steve McQueen, and John Wayne, passed away Thursday, August 13, 2026, at a retirement community for entertainment professionals in Woodland Hills. Rydell, now 97, died of natural causes, surrounded by family, including his wife Amy. The community, a quiet enclave for industry veterans, confirmed his death and shared a brief statement honoring his decades of work behind the camera. Colleagues recalled his calm set presence and his ability to coax nuanced performances from iconic stars. He leaves behind a legacy of classic cinema that continues to inspire new generations. Camila Arriola, GMNA News, Woodland Hills.
A Los Angeles family endured 120-day ICE detention in Texas after a relative's alleged wrongdoing, a case officials say is unprecedented. Camila Arriola has the full story.
The mother, father, and their 9-year-old son were taken from Los Angeles to an ICE detention center in Texas, where they remained for 120 days. Officials say the family was held because a relative was accused of wrongdoing, and the three were detained as a precaution. In a letter released after their release, the mother described the experience as bloodline punishment, saying the punishment was imposed for actions she had not taken. Lawyers for the family say the detention was an extreme measure, noting that no individual charges were filed against any of the three. They returned to Los Angeles this week after the court ordered their release. Camila Arriola, GMNA News, Texas.
Thank you, Los Angeles, for joining us on the local sunset. Tonight's glimpse of a rare hammerhead shark circling Malibu Pier reminded us of our coast's wonder. We appreciate your trust and look forward to bringing you more stories tomorrow. Stay safe, stay curious, and see you again soon.